Hey guys, it's Mitch and Keza here. We are at Gamescom. We just saw the Sony press conference. Keza, it was really awesome, right?
It was really, really good. I think there were more new games in that one press conference than in the entirety of E3 over the course of a week.
What was like the one thing from the Sony conference that stood out to you the most as being the best thing?
I think for me, this is going to be controversial, but for me it was Tearaway. I thought Tearaway looked really, really cool. I know it's a Vita game, guys. Sorry, but I thought it looked really, really cool. I love Media Molecule. I love what they do with Sony consoles. I think they really understand Sony consoles, and I think what they're going to do with Tearaway might be the Vita's first really must-play game. Just to explain what Tearaway is, in case you didn't catch the conference, it's basically a papercraft game for the Vita, in which it's like an adventure platformer, right?
I agree. Yeah, it is really charming and whimsical and just so colorful. So there were 3 other really interesting PS3 game announcements. There was Rain, there was Until Dawn, and there was Puppeteer. 3 games that are kind of going out of their way to be different, do something crazy and cool. Which of those 3 stood out to you the most?
I think, well, for me, it's probably Rain. Like, Until Dawn looked really cool. The trailer looked really cool. I thought it might be like Cabin in the Woods, the video game, but the writing looked pretty terrible.
Yeah, it's just a lot of teenagers just trying to, have sex on couches.
Yeah,
because
much.
that's how horror movies work.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, but it looks like it's going to be fun anyway. You don't need amazing writing to make a video game extremely fun.
Case in point, the history of video games.
But I thought that Rain really was standout. It looked a little bit like there's this Wii game that nobody played called A Shadow's Tale. I think it was called something different in America, but it's basically it looked a lot like that. You can only be seen when you're in the rain. You're a little boy who can only be seen when you're in the rain. So there seemed to be a lot of kind of invisible monsters. It had a kind of eco feel to it, I think.
Right, he was chasing what maybe was a little girl through the streets, just trying to catch up with somebody. Who knows? Yeah,
and it looked quite tense. There was quite a lot of stuff where he was just hiding from these rain monsters. So I thought that looked really good. Puppeteer, I'm not so sure about. Did you see Puppeteer? What did you think of Puppeteer?
It's a little crazy, and I'm trying to get a grip of like what kind of game it is. It looks like a 2D action brawler kind of thing, but it was kind of hard to gauge.
Yeah, I think it might be a platformer. I mean, it had amazing visuals. Like, it looked crazy. But I think that game's been in development for a long time, I'm hearing. So hopefully it should be almost finished. So we'll be able to see what it actually is pretty soon.
So we saw The Last of Us. We got a new trailer with some old gameplay and some new stuff. What do you make of that?
I thought it was cool. But we saw so much of The Last of Us at E3. It didn't really show that much more. It showed various scenes from basically the E3 gameplay demo and from one of the first trailers where they're crashing in the car. So we didn't see that much more of The Last of Us. To be honest, I think I'd rather not hear anything more about it until it comes out now, The Last of Us. I'm already, excited enough. I think we're all excited enough about The Last of Us. Yes, it looks very good, Naughty Dog. It looks very, very good indeed.
Yeah, I'm totally fine with the media blackout on that. I'm kind of interested to learn more about Call of Duty Black Ops Declassified on Vita. We learned today that it's developed by Nihilistic Software. They did the Resistance game on Vita. And that actually, they finally showed a gameplay trailer at the end of the Sony conference, and it seems, pretty Call of Duty.
Yeah, it looks like Call of Duty, doesn't it? I mean, they were really pushing the multiplayer, weren't they?
4v4?
Yeah, 4v4.
Wi-Fi, so it's actual online, none of this local nonsense.
Because I reckon if you could take Call of Duty with you, Call of Duty multiplayer with you, then that's going to be a massive selling point for a lot of people. So that did look cool.
Yep, and some good look at the multiplayer maps in that trailer. Nuketown is coming back, so we know that that's happening.
So we also saw a new Killzone game, Killzone Mercenaries for PS Vita, which actually looked slightly more exciting than Call of Duty to me. Is that wrong?
Maybe. I don't know. I really like Killzone, so that it just excites me to get a sequel to a game I liked on a platform I really want to play more of.
Yeah, there was a live-action trailer, and then they showed a little bit of gameplay, but only a little bit. It was mostly like strange currency signs flashing up as you...
Spacebucks.
Spacebucks flashing up as you stab people in the neck. So it's been really impressive from Sony, really. They always get Gamescom exactly right. They really value the European audience, and they really obviously value our money because they keep showing us games that look amazing at Gamescom. I think they got it completely right. I don't really have any criticisms of that press conference. It was great.
Yeah, and there's so much coming on PS3 and on Vita. Sony's future is super bright, and I'm really excited to go home and to own PlayStation devices and to buy a ton of games for them. And for all your PlayStation needs, be sure to keep it locked to IGN.